they call it self-custody, not please help me custody, right? It means that you are responsible. And so if your first reaction is just like anything that happens, the device glitches out, you get an error message, any little thing, your first instinct is just call somebody or ask somebody. That's not the right attitude to take when it comes to crypto. I want to talk a little bit about the crypto security of hardware devices and the problems people have with getting locked out of their device or their crypto management software because they have inadvertently tripped the security mechanisms. But when you first set up a hardware device, you are asked to enter a PIN, and then you are asked to confirm that PIN, and you are expected to remember that PIN. So, and this is part of the security of the device. This is to prevent unauthorized access to the device. So what happens is that if you forget that PIN and you try to enter it too many times, you'll get locked out of the device. And the only way to regain access to the device is a full reset, right? Because a Ledger device will just automatically reset after the third incorrect PIN attempt. And this makes a lot of people upset, and they think, they curse Ledger, but really it's them. So you're going to hear a lot of, I've been doing tech support for many, many, many years. And, the number one complaint of old people, and I'm an old person now, is it won't take my password. I can't tell you how many times I have heard that. It won't take my password. And I always want to say, no, it will take your password. The problem is you are typing in the wrong password. Either they forgot their password or they're fat fingering it and they're typoing it because they can't see it. And that's fine if it's your Amazon account or your Facebook account. You can request a password reset, but not on a crypto device, right? It's complicated to sort of recover from being locked out of your device. The same thing happens with Ledger Live. Ledger Live originally had a default password when you installed Ledger Live. You had a password on your Ledger Live that locked you out of Ledger Live unless you were able to type in the password. So many people locked themselves out of their Ledger Live that Ledger decided not to make it a default anymore. Now, a lot of people get upset and they, what happened? I had a password. What happened? Well, Ledger finally, realized that so many people were locking themselves out that it's not a default anymore. You can still enable it if you want to. But basically, people were getting locked out of their Ledger Live because they couldn't remember their password. So the thing is, don't blame Ledger. Don't say it's Ledger's fault or that Ledger is a bad company or a bad environment because you got locked out of your crypto or your device got reset. The device and the software are operating as intended. You're the one that didn't remember your password or your PIN code. So just kind of take responsibility for what you're doing. Password resets are notorious ways for bad actors to gain access to your accounts. That is the go-to method to take over someone's account. You simply try to log in and then request a password reset. And once you get that password reset, you can change the password and you've taken over the account. Now, it's a little more complicated these days because of two-factor authentication. And of course, you have to gain access to the victim's email before you can do that. But that is the gravy train of taking over accounts is password resets. So ledgers and Trezors don't work like that. You can't just, call somebody or send an email to get a password reset on your Ledger Live or somehow get a PIN code reset. because the PIN code, they don't have the PIN code, and they don't have the password either. All those things are local to your machine, and it's your responsibility to remember them, not screw it up. Crypto self-custody is difficult. It's a little more live, or a little more, it's like working without a net, right? It's a different mindset, but it's total self-control, self-responsibility. It's all on you. And if your first instinct when something goes wrong is to contact tech support, then really you're not engaging in self-custody, right? Self-custody is self-responsibility, so they call it self-custody, not please help me custody, right? It means that you are responsible. And so if your first reaction is just like anything that happens, the device glitches out, you get an error message, any little thing, your first instinct is just call somebody or ask somebody. That's not the right attitude to take when it comes to crypto. So if you've forgotten your Ledger Live password and you're locked out, I have a video here that goes through the complete step-by-step guide to do a clean reinstall of your Ledger Live and regain access to your crypto. Also, I've done several videos on how to restore from seed phrase. This is my most recent one, which covers the flex and stacks, and then I have another one that covers the Ledger Nano X and S. Also, I've done a video on how to restore your Trezor device using your backup phrase. So if you're new and you didn't realize how rigorous cryptocurrency devices were, I get it, and I've got your back. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click. That will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.